Check one, check two, checking on the microphone with you. I got to go, ooh, ooh, yeah, ooh, 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 yeah. It's like Prince slash doesn't sound good. That's all right. All right. Peace and blessings, family. What's up with all the daydreamers out there? Please live it. Don't sleep through this thing. So we're back with another pour over episode where we not only pour over into you a delicious cup of coffee, as you can see right here. We ain't drunk coffee on one of these episodes in a minute, but it doesn't matter because it's about pouring over into you some words of encouragement, not just to get you through your Monday, but to also get you through the rest of your week. And we've been talking about our finances, getting those things in order, making a budget, sticking with it. And we was looking at my personal finances and the mistakes that I made with my personal finances, guys. And what better way to keep this going but by diving into even our business finances, guys, and some of the mistakes I've made, some of the things I've had to learn along the way. Because let me tell you something, on this road to restructuring and rebranding and building ourselves up from ground zero, you got to face your money. If you're not willing to face your money, I don't care what you do, you will find yourself back in the same boat, crying in the corner, sobbing about your life because you made your life a lot more stressful simply because you did not manage your money. Money is a resource. It needs to be managed. It gets spent and you can run out of it if it's not mismanaged, guys. So please, we need to get that in order, and that's the road that I'm on. And I just want to share with you 8 tips real quick about what you can do to ensure that you're doing better by your business finances. And so we're going to touch on an array of things in this one, so it won't be like real technical. Like I said, I'm not a financial guru. I'm not a financial advisor. If you're looking for somebody that can dive deep into the intricate things of it, hey, look, go find somebody that knows how to do that and get with them and rock with them. This is just simple base stuff that has helped me, and possibly it can help you too. So without further ado, let's dive into number 1, which is I did not treat my art like a business. So many of us forget to do that. We forget that our art, our creative space, the music we make, the paintings we paint, the videos we do, the everything we do, the dances you come up with, you like I did, the dances you come up with, all those things need to be treated as a business. Now, if you're just in it as a hobbyist, fine. This is not for you. If it's just something you do on the side every now and then, this is not for you. You can cut the video off now. But if you really are trying to expand this and make this into something and really build a legacy for your children, or you're really just trying to mold and shape it into something to see how far it can go, you got to start thinking of it like it's a business and not a hobby. Too many creatives step into this arena treating this like a hobby with a hobby mentality, and they get frustrated at it when things are not moving the way that they hope that they will progress. This is because you're boxing in a den of lions with puppy paws. You need to get some teeth in you, some grit in you. No, serious note though, just really treat this like it's a business. So that's number 1. I did not treat it like it was business, and I had to learn how to do that. I had to learn about how to market myself, how to promote myself, how to use different ways of saying things and all this other stuff. Like, it's more than just financial management, man. It's really looking at who you are as a person and how do you present that to the audience that is out there. Because if it's one thing that social media has allowed artists to be able to do, and audience, it's broken down the middle wall. So here's the thing, you can come out with some dope music, some dope dance moves, you could be the dopest filmographer in the world, but guess what? One of the elements that is beautiful about the day and age we live in, what a time to be alive, ladies and gentlemen, is that we as artists can connect with our audience on a more personal level. Now, keep some things sacred, but we can open up a whole lot and speak face to face digitally, but a little bit more intimate with our audience. And guess what? The audience is looking to have that experience. You are your best brand. You are your best marketer. You are your best promoter. You are your best seller. You are your best agent, because in this day and age, because of these cameras and these phones, social media, quick access to whatever, you are what the people can now look at and look at a little deeper. So start treating it like it's a business. That's number one. Number two, so as you do move over into trying to think of this thing like a business and everything like that, the next thing you actually need to do is actually charge for your services. At some point in time, you need to start charging for your work. You need to start charging for your worth. You need to know your value and everything like that. For a long time, I did not know my value, and other people who were booking me, when I told them how much I was charging, they was like, wait a minute, hold up. That's all you're charging? No, bruh, you need to raise your prices, man. No, you're devaluing yourself so much, Sleep. Raise your prices up. Now, me, I'm a very benevolent man when it comes to my art, right? So it's hard for me to charge for what I've been tasked to do by God. It's just really hard for me to do this, man. It's really hard for me to be like, yeah, this is how much it's going to cost. But at the end of the day, I understand why. And I'll get to you how you balance all that a little further down. But you got to eventually start to charge. You cannot run a business off of nothing. And a business is an exchange of goods or services for a money or for another type of good or service, right? So at the end of the day, man, just start charging something for what you do. Start charging for something of what you do. So that's number two. Number three, when you do make money, don't spend it right away. You still have to have a financial goal and plan for the money that you make. I was making the money and bringing it in, and I was just spending it on nothing. Food, majority of it was going to food. But at the end of the day, I didn't have a plan for it. Kind of like how I was doing with my personal finances. I had no plan. But now I think a little different, right? So let me give you an example. I think of shows that are to come, gas money needed to get there. I think of events I would love to do in the future, right? And the money that is going to take to put those things together. I think of individuals I would love to work with and the possibility that I'm going to have to pay these individuals for their services. And if I don't have the money, I probably won't be able to use their services. All these things start to come into thought, right? All to come into mind. You're a recording artist, you want to record your music. You're going to need to probably pay the engineer. You want premium beats. You're going to have to probably pay the producer. You want quality video work done for your music video. You're going to have to pay for that. And the money you're making from your talent, from your gift, from your merchandise or whatever you're selling, you need to hold on to that so you can make those payments, the overhead of wherever you work and stuff like that, the renting of a venue later on down the line. All these things are expenses that have to be paid by you. And if every dollar you make, you just throw away, you won't be able to do it. Now, here's the thing though. Here's the thing, number four, and it's kind of sub 3A or B, but 4, we'll call it 4. I got a full-time job. How dare I take the income I make from my art, from my business, and just waste it? Or how dare I take the money from my art, having a full-time job that takes care of all my bills, that causes me to really not want for nothing, pay attention, watch what I'm saying, and have to scrounge to go grab that. And I'm praying, God, please let me get a poetry gig so I can pay the light bill when I got a full-time job. So if you got a full-time job, you're ahead of those that are working full-time for their artistry. Like this is all they do, and they're relying on that next 5 gigs to make the rent up, while you can actually pay all your bills off of your full-time work and get ahead of the game financially with your poetry, your raps, your songs, your dances, your booking for gigs and video shoots and stuff like that. How dare we not be, but because again, we're going back to personal finance, because you mismanage your personal finances, it causes you have to use the extra income or the business finances to take care of what you keep messing up. But then again, if you messing up on your business finance, your personal finances, chances are you're messing up on your business finances. Both of those things walk hand in hand because both of those things can and will collide at some point in time. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Moving on to number 5, guys. Number 5 is increase your price as you progress. Now, you got to start somewhere. $50, $100, $150, whatever you believe that you're worth. But you're going to have to start increasing that price as you move forward, right? You're going to have to start actually charging a little bit more. And that was something that was hard for me to do. It was hard for me to charge more for what I do simply because of this part. I didn't want to lose the opportunity to work. And that's the biggest thing about us, right? And that ties into number 7. Do not lower your price simply because you're working less. Let me tell you something. When you start charging for your talent, when you start charging for what you do, the people that keep calling you to do free stuff or free 99 stuff, they go away. They disappear. They go run and hide. They won't call you no more. They won't pick up the phone when you try to call them to see if they got work for you. I'm telling you right now, the minute you start charging, the amount of people that give you work decreases. However, what typically tends to happen is you might work less, but you're still probably going to make close to the same amount of money you was making anyways, but you're working less for it. So think about it this way. If you charge $50 for something, it doesn't matter, right? $50 for something. In order to get to 100, you got to work 2 times, right? You got to work 2 times, right? In order to get to 200, you got to work 4 times. If you came out the gate charging $200, you just got to work 1 time compared to the $50 charge. If it was just $100, all you got to do is work 1 time and compared to 2 $50 charges. You work less for the same amount. Or watch what typically tends to happen also. Not only do you work less for the same amount or more amount of money, but watch this. The quality of stuff you get involved with because you changed your pricing tends to increase over time. The quality of people you work with, the quality of shows and gigs that you're involved in, the quality of everything changes simply because you decided to value who you are as an artist. And that right there is important. Too many of you guys are walking around not knowing your worth, not knowing your value, which leads me to my last thing. You remember what I was saying? It's hard for me to charge for stuff. It's hard for me to charge for what I believe that God has charged me to do, right? The mission I've been placed on with my talent and with my gift. But I've come to this conclusion. This is how I can sleep at night knowing I'm asking or stating, yeah, I'll do it and it'll cost this much. Is there an honorarium? Is there a fee for what you're asking me to do? This is how I sleep at night, knowing that I'm charging for this work, right? This gift I got, this talent of spoken word, music, and all of that other stuff. Because I still bless people with free gigs. Somebody will call me and say, hey man, how much do you charge for something? Well, what are you trying to do? Well, I want this and I got this going on and this one. Oh, that's what you're doing? Oh man, bet it up, man. Hey, I'll do it for free. Don't even worry about the charge. And their mind is blown like, oh my goodness, man, bruh, you just don't know how much I'm thankful for this. Thank you so much, man. Oh my goodness. I sleep at night knowing that I'm blessing more people than I'm actually charging and stuff like that. Get me back in focus. I sleep better at night knowing that I'm blessing people along the way. I'm thankful for that, guys. And here's the thing, something that my man Baruti said. He said this, and it echoes real on so many levels, but even on a financial level. He said, art is free when it comes to expression, but art ain't free. There's a price that is paid when it comes to this art that we do. There's a price that is given up. Hours are put in, hours away from our families and our loved ones, especially if you're in high demand or you're really trying to just get it going. You got to put a lot of work in, and to come away from it with nothing to show for it sometimes can be crushing. So I didn't mean to get on this kick, man, but on a serious note, guys, please know your worth. But the last thing I do want to say is don't do it strictly for the money. Yes, it's nothing wrong with charging for what you do. Do not muzzle the mouth of the ox that is treading out the corn. Paul said, hey, look, I got every right to charge you, but so that the gospel doesn't be looked at real funny or frowned upon, I do what I do, not charging you of your earthly goods, right? So I get it. I humbly understand. I'm in that position, man. It's a battle. It's a battle, and it's a battle, man. But at the end of the day, if in one hand you're saying, okay, it's going to cost this much, but on the other hand, you're also like, I'm willing to give just as much, if not more, it will balance itself out eventually. And you'll find yourself being supplied so that you can continue to do the work. Because here's the thing, you're not doing the work to buy the big house. You're doing it to build community and people. And here's the thing that God always does. I've noticed this about God. When you do the work for the people in an effort to build them up and edify them, pay attention. God will always supply that need. If you need something because you're doing the work, God will make sure you get the resources. I am a living testimony of that. You ever wonder how your mama was able to feed the whole community, but for some odd reason she was always like a day late, dollar short on some of the bills? But because she had such a benevolent heart for feeding the whole community, all the community kids was at your house eating, and the fridge always had food to feed these kids. God supplies those with what they need to do the work that they are doing for him. Do the work for God and watch how God constantly supplies you with the resources you need to get the job done. That's all I got, guys, for this episode, man. I hope it made sense. I really do. I felt like I was rambling, but I'm not going to record this over again. We're going to edit this thing, put it together, put it out there. No, on a serious note, I hope it blessed you guys, man. And I really mean that. Know your worth. It's something that you got to start understanding about yourself. Know what you're worth. Know your value as a human being, as an artist, as all that, right? You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm just rambling. Much love and respect. Peace.